We have a little bit of some bad news. Apple has put out a tech note stating that they're going to basically be eliminating legacy media codec support in future versions of Mac OS. The general feeling here is that they're going to be eliminating 32-bit legacy media codecs, including support for DNX HD and GoPro Cineform. But DNX HR is also mentioned, which is a little odd because it's a 64-bit codec. Other 32-bit codecs will probably also be eliminated, but it's unclear which ones at this point. And Apple recommends completing any of your outstanding projects in those codecs and then exporting them all to 422 ProRes.
Well, James, this is actually a really, really big deal, and this is just the tip of the story. But so far, what are your thoughts?
Well, the current thinking is that Apple is preparing Mac OS even further as they move away from Intel to their ARM-based chips in 2020 that they've been designing, something which these codecs will not be capable of supporting. But there's also a theory out there that Mac OS and iOS 12 will continue their gradual convergence. And as we make our way towards a post-PC world, if that's the case, we may be seeing the last Mac OS-based desktop computers coming in the next few years.
There's a lot more to this story because it's not just current projects, but all the legacy media that's stored in DNX HD and GoPro Cineform. And I'm already doing some research to follow up on this, and we'll feed that back to Doddle. So we'll be coming back to this story more than once. What's our number 2 story?
A cool new product out called Luna Display, which can turn your iPad into a second monitor for your iMac, your MacBook Pro, or even your Mac Mini. It uses a USB-C or mini display port plug that connects your iPad to your Mac via Wi-Fi. And both your iPad and your Mac will be operating the Luna Display apps to communicate. Depending upon your Wi-Fi connection, you could get near zero latency by doing this.
That's interesting. What more do you know about this?
Well, there have been several software solutions that have done the same thing, essentially hacking your Mac into thinking that your iPad is a USB-based display, but they're software hacked. And as a result, that type of application leaves out advanced performance features like GPU acceleration and support for Apple's Metal architecture. But Luna Display's hardware-based solution essentially converts your iPad into a USB display, with the maps doing all the translation back and forth between Mac OS and iOS 12. The result is full access to your Mac OS, plus you'll be able to get back into iOS with a simple swipe up. It's a pretty cool little feature, and we're going to be reviewing it in the future weeks.
Okay, we've covered Apple and Luna Display. What's story number 3?
You may recall that SmugMug bought Flickr, the free photo backup service. Well, they've updated the Flickr terms of service, and they're going to be limiting user accounts. Beginning in 2019, users will be limited to 1,000 still, image, and video files online, with the rest being deleted, starting with the oldest files first. What they're hoping to do is they're hoping to encourage users to upgrade to the pro-level Flickr service, which will be doubled to $49.95 a year as opposed to $24.95 a year. But you will get unlimited storage at that point. Users are going to be offered a 30% discount to upgrade to the pro level, but you have to do so by November 30th.
I hate the term deleting images. So what's the inside scoop?
Yahoo started giving users a full terabyte of free image storage. Flickr went from a community of photographers sharing their best images and getting feedback to a place where users would just back up everything that they had with no triage. They would just dump. I mean, I've got 15,000 images on Flickr right now. The result was an unsustainable business model where they hoped that users would upgrade to the Pro service, but 97% never did. By limiting access to 1,000 stills for free and enticing users with 30% off for the Pro level, SmugMug hopes to bring Flickr back to its original community where photographers got together and supported one another online. Users will have until January 8th, 2019 to back up their images and get their list down to 1,000, and that includes video too, because you can back up videos as well. And we have details on how to do that at dawdlenews.com.
James, what other stories are you following this week?
Other stories we're following? We have a great list of Black Friday deals, and the best part is they're all going on right now. You don't have to wait until Friday. The new iPad Pro is incredibly easy to break in two, and it looks like the DJI Phantom 4 has better resolution than the new Hasselblad-enabled Mavic 2 Pro drone.